Welcome, welcome, welcome. In today's video, I'll be doing my review of the Power of Love activation cards by James Van Praagh. Now, this deck is not the type of deck that I would generally have bought because you may think that the cards are quite boring, but I have a great respect for James Van Praagh. I think he is an amazing man. If you're not following him on social media, please do. He really, out of all the mediums, well-known mediums, I think he's one of the most giving person that provides so much information on social media. So this deck it's 44 cards. It was published by Hay House, but I tell you, I learned a great lesson from this deck. I learned the difference between discernment and judgment. Fantastic. He is a great teacher, and when I started to read and connect to the source, I felt very emotional, and it's that connection of love, that tapping into that love, that we've forgotten what we are down here. So I just love this deck. I use it. I've got a few sample readings here, which I'll talk about the deck. The guidebook itself is a standard Hay House. Always, I'm a big fan of them because their books never fall apart. They are very well bound. The book itself does have the picture there. It has the heading, the synopsis, and and I'm not going to say the meaning of the card. I'm going to say the meaning of the lesson. So, because this is what this is, I really believe it's the teaching deck about yourself. So I don't think there's any spreads in here. He talks about love, obviously, in here, how to use the cards, how to clear your deck, how to concentrate the cards. For instance, dear spirit guides, angelic kingdom, and master teachers, I ask that my mind and heart be open to receiving the intended insights that are in perfect alignment with the needs of my soul. May the knowledge I receive transform and bring empowerment and understanding to the inner aspects of my being. How to activate the cards, how to get to know the cards, awakening to the cards' energy, shuffling, dealing. It has got spreads in here, 3 cards, multi-card spreads, different spreads, which I've never done. So let's dive into this deck. As I said, you won't think too much of it. So I hope that my review gives you some food for thought. So I will show the cards. Hopefully I have taken on board your beautiful insights to my videos, my reviews. So hopefully the deck is clear enough. They're ungilded. I'm fine with that. You can see that they're well used. They're a bit grotty and grubby. Love it. That is a sign of me of a good deck. Rounded edges, easy to shuffle, high gloss, nice thick durable cards, not peeling, well used, and look, not even dog-eared after all the use. So let's dive in. Let's just see. This is the reverse of the card. It's like the universe, and that's pretty much the colors used in each of the cards. So let's get started. They're not in order, not that I'm aware of. No, they're not in order. So let's go through. I will stop at some cards that I've done some readings about. I've made some notes of one of my lives. So if I do stop, I'm just going to show you what I got out of the reading. I'll also grab the guidebook and I'll read a few of the cards to give you an idea. I know for me, a great deck is with the great guidebook. I feel that you can't have this without this. So please make sure that if you're buying this deck that you buy it from a reputable seller, not a fake one, because the fake ones will not come with a guidebook. Be aware of that. So if they're cheap for a reason. So make sure that you ask the question, does it have a guidebook? All right, so let's go through this. So these are the cards. You can see, they don't look much. But I tell you what, the booklet itself, it's interesting. So we've got respect, we've got acceptance. So I was doing a few readings live, and this one popped up. It says, you are ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. Now, this was a love reading, and what came out of this love reading with this card was that this person's mind's made up and they're not right for you. So they'd made the decision that the romance was going to progress, which means this person had to accept that. But let's get the guidebook out. Let's read what you would be reading if you're pulling a book. Obviously, this is in alphabetical order, so very easy to see. There's no numbers, but it's in alphabetical order, so straight away, go to A, acceptance. You're ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. Throughout your sojourn on earth, you'll be presented with many obstacles and lessons that will test you. One of the most beautiful parts of life is its unpredictability. Nothing is permanent. Everything is constantly moving and evolving, especially you in your life. You can progress faster spiritually by being open to the ebb and flow of events and the twists and turns that your soul companions, the fellow humans on your journey, provide. Now is the time to become aware of this gift and acknowledge these moments are not stumbling blocks but merely opportunities to grow. Although circumstances may seem difficult and worrisome, if you look at the bigger picture and live for the present moment, you can easily follow the natural course of life. But don't let the mindset of acceptance distract you from the ability to change the situations that hinder your soul's growth. You are always in charge. I told you you'd like this deck. Beautiful lessons, you know, as mediums, psychics, tarot readers, we're always about self-development and growing and learning, always. So I found this deck is beautiful. And to be honest, the book itself is enough of a teaching tool. You know, it's fantastic. So we've got forgiveness, we've got ownership, responsibility, cause and effect, one of the laws there, cooperation, kindness. So as I said, the deck itself, they don't look much, you know, like you haven't got people or places or animals or crystals on the cards. You've simply got words. And with these words and the guidebook and what you're tuning into, there is definitely growth from this deck. Vision, transformation. Now this one, I remember reading this one, transformation. You use the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness. And this transformation was about a husband not having a great track record, not being the best, but this person had to accept them for who they were and not try and change them, accept them so then they responded better to them. So it was to help their, I hope that I explained that right, but the wife had to accept the husband so he could transform, not from her nagging or pushing him to be something because he was going against this. So it was an interesting reading. So let's see what transformation comes up here in the book. This lifetime is part of the progression of your soul. The conscious thought that you are aware of right at this moment is forever a part of the evolution of your divine self. Just as a caterpillar eventually becomes a butterfly, you too are slowly awakening to your true birthright as a spiritual being. So that becomes back into that lesson of the wife allowing her husband to transform, not trying to push it, because you can't push a caterpillar out. It has to take time and blossom itself. So it was very interesting. As you go through this awakening, others will see your light and feel your love. This soul-to-soul connection raises your vibration, allowing transformation to occur at even a quicker pace. Like attracts like, so be sure that the energy you're sending out is positive. Negative energy coming back to you will slow your growth. As you advance into this new awareness of yourself, it is very normal to have a sense of confusion and dislocation in your career, with your family, and even with yourself. Interesting with that reading. The material things in your life won't carry the same emotional attachment they used to. Your relationship to yourself and others and your understanding of your place in the universe will change. You will come to realize just how important you are in the grand scheme of things. There are a finite number of souls experiencing this earth dimension at this time, and you're one of them. Your contributions matter more than you'll ever know. So it's just beautiful. So we've got self-love, unity, trust. I hope I've put this closer for you. Spontaneity, action, humility, peacefulness, evolution. Another reading that I did, this evolution, you realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. This was really about giving someone some time. So this was about a lady, she just met a man, and it was about giving her time, be patient. You know, someone currently is proving their worth to you, and it'll be worth it in the end. So that was a lovely reading. Expression, friendliness. Now this is what I learned from the deck myself. interesting. It was about discernment. Great lesson in this book, fabulous lesson. And this is where I learnt the difference between discernment and judgment. It was a wonderful, wonderful lesson. Creativity, loyalty, gratitude, integrity. Now, obviously, you're going to have to slow this down or speed this up going through each card. Can't keep everyone happy with the card. It's just it's a flip through. It's not, dive deep and let's read word for word every card. So I hope that you understand that. Compassion, freedom, priorities, empathy, individuality, commitment. Release was another one. I remember this with the reading. Release was about basically this person was never going to make this person happy, and not even to try. And it was basically an energy or an energy reading of you need to release this relationship. That's where that reading was going. Tolerance, big one for us to learn every day. Past, satisfaction. Virtue was another reading I did. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. And it was interesting because this reading was all about don't be overly eager. Step back. Don't be so over the top. So it was really about, like a puppy dog, like, just step back. Allow this person to get to know you, So that was interesting how that came up in the reading. And it said, you're making great strides in your spiritual evolution and others are beginning to look at you as a role model. You employ the virtues of kindness, service and compassion in all your interactions. You've learned to send only those thoughts that support and encourage, leading by example as opposed to preaching. So they've been over the top, is important to you. When you live in this physical dimension with an awareness of the bigger picture, a steady calm permeates your life. Others are able to recognize this aspect of you and are drawn to you from counsel. Your work on this planet is also admired by those not currently incarnated, and you are receptive to their guidance. Being a conduit for spirit and manifesting love in all you do is the greatest accomplishment of your earth journey. When this card appears in any spread, it is the most powerful message that spirit imparts. This is the card of the Lightworker. Detachment, joy. So as I said, the cards don't look much, but the lessons are huge, don't you think? I'd love to know what you think. Do you have this deck? Have you bought this deck and thought, whoa, how do I need this and do I need this? Because some decks we buy like this would be exactly the type of deck that I probably would have opened, went, oh gosh, what have I done? But it was with continued use through readings and myself that's when I really appreciated this deck. Present, elevation, patience. So that is all of the cards. Shall we pick one? What do we need to know? So if you're looking at this reading today, tomorrow, the future, this message may relate to you. Compassion. Compassion. Well, I hope that this fits with you. I really do. Compassion. So I hope I've blown you away with this deck, because I tell you what, it's one of my favorites. It truly is. Compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. I hope and I try to. Living by the principle of compassion is the healthiest mode of being human. Compassion asks that you go within your own heart and see the world from another's perspective. By placing your awareness on the feelings of others and understanding what motivates them, you'll begin to empathize with them. Operating compassionately is the natural inclination of your soul, so allow yourself the time and space to display loving acts daily. It can be as simple as smiling to a stranger, Remember that some of us travel an easier road than others, but the most significant thing we all have in common is our decision to share this physical dimension together. Compassion is also a gift you give yourself. When you are able to accept your own weaknesses as a part of a learning process, it's much easier to forgive others. It's often a difficult lesson, but once it's mastered, your soul evolves quickly. So I hope you've enjoyed this deck. Let's read the back of the book box. Let's do that. This deck, I did see on Amazon, it can range from $8.44, but again, I don't know whether that's fake, I don't know whether that's a real one. Up here it says USA $15.99, and I have noticed on the Booktopia Australian site it is $27 Australian. Your goal while inhabiting human form is to manifest love in this physical dimension. This 44 card deck, a labour of love created by internationally renowned medium James Van Praagh, who I adore and absolutely love, serves as a reminder of the reason why you are here. The cards have been channeled from James's guides and master teachers in the spirit realms in order to reactivate and serves as a reminder of the reason why you are here. The cards have been channeled from James's guides and master teachers in the spirit realms in order to reactivate and expand an aspect of your soul that might have been unconsciously hidden deep down within you. Just pull one card each morning to focus on for the day, or use the companion guidebook to become adept at creating activation spreads for yourself, friends, or clients. By utilizing the power of love activation cards, you are telling the universe that you are ready to see the tapestry weaving through your soul and all the souls you interact with. Love knows no limits. It is the power that holds everything together. Activate this innate force that dwells inside you and be empowered. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.